You're listening to SideShow Lounge, live on KRFYN Radio 121.5 FM. I'm Brian Hansen, along with Sam Wolf and Pontius Pilates. This show is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma, or, as I like to think of it, an anarchy turducken.
I'm Sam Wolf.
And I'm Pontius Pilates. Call me Ponch.
As you know, guys, the annual Our Fine City Fair is this weekend at the fairgrounds on the corner of Cherry and Galena.
Ooh, I love the fair. Eating the food, riding the rides, throwing up the throw up.
That's because you eat all that crap fried in the grease of dead, rendered animals.
I do love me some rendered animals.
So what fried foods are you especially excited about throwing up this year? Are you going to go with the old standards like corn dogs and chicken? Or how about the new classics like deep-fried Twinkies or deep-fried butter?
No, I think I'm going to try to be more healthy this year, Brian.
Ah, so you might actually survive to be on the show next week.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with some deep-fried yogurt, a deep-fried salad, and some deep-fried green tea.
Yes, you're the very picture of health. What about you, Ponch? Are you going to ride all the rides and play all the games on the Midway?
No way. I stay the hell away from all that stuff.
How come?
The carnies, man. The carnies.
Oh, because they rig all the games and you don't want to ride anything designed to go fast that's assembled by tweakers?
No, because all that stuff gets in the way of me spending time with the carnies. They're awesome.
Wait, you hang out with the carnies?
Every year.
Why?
I'll tell you, Brian. If you want to know how to live life in the moment, hang with a carny. If you want to know how to live unencumbered by material possessions or weighed down by society's expectations, hang with a carny. If you want to feel better about your own miserable life after the fair leaves town, definitely hang with a carny.
Okay, so this is all about improving self-esteem through comparison.
Oh, totally. Never fails. Those people are fucking disgusting. Just the fact that I live indoors and own deodorant makes me feel like a damn millionaire.
I'll be right back with Donald Trump and the Cholesterol Kid here right after these messages.
Where do you go to pleasure yourself? Home's okay, but anyone could walk in on you at any time. And while I'm not 100% opposed to that, most folk are. So, back to my original question. Where can one go to ensure absolute privacy during personal time? The Self-Poke Hotel in Ridleyville offers comfortable rooms and quarter-hour rates with a variety of stimulation materials at the ready for anyone whose on-the-go lifestyle affords them only so much time for a little diddle. When you need to feel the warm embrace of your own hand or are tired of leaf blowers interfering with your fireman fantasy, call the Self-Poke Hotel and book a room. Perfect for a lunchtime rub-out or sperm donation quiet space. The Self-Poke Hotel is the place for you. Call 555-PALM and let them do the rest.
Uh-oh, you've spilled a whole bunch of bloody beef on the floor. And right before company's showing up. What are you going to do? Did Junior throw his pork chop in the mud porch again? And what's with all that raw chicken in the rumpus room? You've got a real mess on your hands. What is this, a slaughterhouse? You've tried everything from brooms to vacuum cleaners to simply sitting down and crying. But no more. Now there's Meat Mops from Toxicam. Meat Mops are specially designed picker-uppers that grab your old meat and whisk it away. Fish, buffalo, lamb, snake, no matter what kind of animal flesh is making your life difficult, Meat Mops can handle them all. Made from a chemically unstable polymer, Meat Mops literally attract the meat like a magnet. And once that mess is securely stuck to the meat mop, you just toss the whole thing into the incinerator. It's that easy. Meat Mops come in 55 exciting colors to match any decor and use only man-made chemicals in their construction. So no trees had to die in making them. And at only $39.96 per meat mop, you'll want to have dozens on hand for those annoying everyday spills. Oh, looks like a job for Meat Mops.
We're back. In honor of the Our Fine City Fair, we have two guests this evening. First up is director of the Our Fine City Players, Dan Skinn. Welcome back to the show, Dan.
Greetings, Brian. Pontius. I'm honored to, as we say in the theater, make my entrance.
And also joining us is the owner of the best barbecue joint in town, Earl Butt Sweat Mildew.
Howdy, Pard. Glad to, as we say in the restaurant business, be here.
I'll begin with Dan. This will be your 4th year staging a production of a famous play for the city fair.
Indeed, Brian. I'm immensely flattered that the fair organizers enjoy my work so much they keep asking me to return.
Plus, you're free.
I do this every year because art is transformative. Art is inspiring. When I was growing up, art is what gave me purpose, what allowed me to discover the true essence of who I am.
You sucked at sports, right?
Oh, no, I love water sports.
Our fine high school doesn't have a pool.
Oh, you mean actual sports? No, yes, terrible.
Don't you always do famous plays rewritten as one-man shows for yourself?
I don't consider them rewritten so much as reimagined. I've tried to strip away all the fat, keeping only the most prime meat.
Well, on there, little fella. Sounds like you're heading into my territory.
Yes, clever. As I was saying, reducing these plays to one character really emphasizes the true essence of the original author's intent.
Well, what plays have you done in the past?
Well, I previously starred in an adaptation of Romeo and Juliet titled simply Romeo. The following year, I appeared in The Pirate of Penzance, and last year I was in Glenn, an adaptation of David Mamet's four-man play, Glengarry Glen Ross. I played the first Glenn.
And this year?
I'm proud to announce that this year I shall be starring in a production entitled Godot! Exclamation point.
Just for clarification, is that exclamation point part of the title or exclamation point as in punctuation?
Punctuation. I want your listeners to feel the full excitement of the title.
That's pretty stupid. Exclamation point.
So, Godot, huh? You do know that in Waiting for Godot, that character never actually shows up, right? It's kind of the point.
Yes, but I saw this as an opportunity to dramatize what the title character is up to while he's being waited for.
So, what's he up to?
A little laundry, a crossword puzzle, a quick lunch, and then a nap.
So nothing interesting happens at all.
Exactly. I wanted to maintain the feel of the original play.
You should come on down to my barbecue stand, little fella. Sounds like that turkey you're planning to use some spicing up.
I beg your pardon.
I think this would be a good place to take a break. We'll be right back. Y'all ain't seen nothing like Tumbleweed Town. Outside our fine city in the Bad Rock section of Comachinga County. An authentical western town with saloon girls, gunfights, and old prospectors trolling for whores. You can pan for gold, shoot a desperado, or just try to convert a savage Injun to Christianity. Bring the kids and show them the way it used to be, the way it should be. We have sarsaparilla, rock gut whiskey, and everything's a quarter. Want to be marshal for a day? We'll pin a really for-real tin star on your vest and set you free with a six-shooter. Visit me, Buck Futbuck, at Tumbleweed Town today and get that dust in your lungs and sun on your hide. No penicillin, no laws except frontier justice, and no one who don't pass the color test. Yeehaw! Where's my noose?
I was talking to my friend Linseed the other day, and she mentioned that she was really scared of vampires. I held her close and comforted her, knowing all too well the fear that comes from thinking about undead bloodsuckers and their nefarious ways. Then I mentioned to Linseed a trend in vampirism that seems to be sweeping the world. Vampires of today are soft, shiny things that subsist on fruits and vegetables, sparkle in the daylight, and seek only love and acceptance. While I can agree with many of those values, I still hate vampires, but told Linseed that she needn't fear this new breed of creature. Heck, any kid with a wiffle bat can slaughter a vampire these days. As a matter of fact, Count Chocula and that puppet from Sesame Street are more threatening than modern vampires. Come to think of it, what did happen to the Nosferatu of old? Dark, ravenous things who walked the night and preyed on the innocent with their razor-sharp fangs, submitting to only the basest of desires. I miss good old vampires in black capes and leather coats, rising from the grave to feed on the blood of the living. Now that was scary. When I was a kid, a vampire could be your next-door neighbor, your gym coach, or your brother even. And they weren't looking for love or a date to prom, believe me. Sorry. Went off on a bit of a tirade there. Vampires. Who cares anymore?
We're discussing this week's Our Fine City Fair with two of its most familiar faces. Let's speak with Earl Buttsweat Mildew. How many years have you had a booth at the fair, Mr. Mildew?
Call me Butt Sweat, son.
Seriously?
Wasn't there a scandal a few years back when you served tainted beef?
There was, but in our defense, we did think the taint was a valid cut of meat.
Are you planning anything new and special for this year's fair, Mr. Butt Sweat?
Glad you asked, Brian. This year we've expanded our menu. We'll be serving barbecued cow bits, barbecued chicken bits, barbecued lamb bits, and, for the vegetarians, barbecued fish bits.
I do like me some good bits.
Plus, we'll be serving up my granny's famous coleslaw, made with real coal. Granny wasn't so good at reading.
So you still use your granny's recipe?
All our recipes have been passed down through my family from generation to generation. My famous butt sweat sauce is a mixture of 3 herbs and spices, plus our super secret ingredient that gives it that special ooh-wee. Yes, our sauce is so spicy, it'll make your butt sweat.
And you're still in business?
Hell, boy, business ain't never been better. We've been family owned and operated for the past 36 years. There's me, my brother Nut Sweat, and my sister.
Who goes by the name of...
Slut Sweat.
Of course she does.
Plus, this year, for the very first time, we'll be offering up a mess of live entertainment.
Wait, what? What live entertainment? I haven't heard anything about this.
Oh, don't worry, little fella. This here live entertainment's more along the lines of interpretive dance than actual theater. Our first dance troupe is called the Barbecuties.
And what kind of dance will they be performing?
They're strippers. Next up, we'll be featuring the Our Fine Titties.
And they are...
More strippers. Finally, we'll be presenting up the Pork Butts.
Who would be...
Ugly strippers.
Why would you hire ugly strippers?
We cater to every taste, son.
This is outrageous. I spend a year planning a show to provide the sheep in this hick town the highbrow cultural stimulation they so desperately lack, and now I find myself in competition with this lowbrow vulgarian and his harem of skanks?
Them some hurtful words from someone who's missed the whole point of the play he's decided to butcher. It's Godot's very absence that allows diverse interpretations, whether as political, religious, or philosophical allegory, or by applying Freudian or Jungian schools of psychoanalysis. I personally consider it a meditation about God's impact on our daily lives, even though he is and remains absent. Who's the vulgarian now, you pud-knocking hack?
Meh.
Are you hitting me?
Quite viciously. Are you afraid to engage me in fisticuffs, you big palooka?
I don't think that'd be such a good idea, little fella.
Ha! So the big man is afraid, is he? Meh.
Guys?
Go for it.
Fine by me.
What's a palooka?
All right, then.
Well, that's probably the best review he's going to get.
So, Butt Sweat, will you introduce me to the pork butts?
The pork butts? Are you serious?
Hey, you heard the man. They cater to every taste, son.
That'll do it for this episode of SideShow Lounge. Don't forget to visit the Our Fine City Fair this weekend to sample some of that famous butt sweat barbecue and watch the premiere of Godot featuring a man in a full-body cast. I'm Brian Hansen.
I'm Pontius Pilates.
And I'm Sam Wolf.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Beep.
SideShow Lounge is produced by Hello Cowboy Productions. All rights reserved. Join us next week when we interview Val Kilmer.
Hello, cowboy!
Our sauce is so spicy, it'll make your butt sweat.